Alright, let's get into episode 3. But before that, can I take a minute to explain something? If you've watched the first 2 episodes, you might be wondering, why is this guy doing this kind of AI conversation channel anyway? So let me explain it a bit. For about half a year now, maybe even longer, I've been chatting every single day with LLM AIs. Claude, OpenAI, Gemini, all of them. Stuff about myself, stuff about society, pretty much anything really. And the thing is, talking with AI helped me understand myself better. It helped me put my thoughts into words. I'd chat something I was thinking, and the AI would reflect it back in clear words. And I'd read it and go, oh, so that's actually what I was thinking. That happened way more often than you'd expect. Now, if you look around YouTube, there's tons of videos like Learn AI or How to Use AI. But the kind of thing I was doing, just chatting with AI for half a year, there were almost no videos like that. So I thought, what if I just upload a video of me chatting with an AI? Like you're watching us hang out. And honestly, making it for Japanese people felt a bit off. So I figured, what if I made it for people overseas? Mixing in stuff about Japan and Japanese people. That way, you get to see how I use AI, and I get to share Japan with the world. 2 birds, 1 stone, right? That's how this channel started. Since that's how it started, here's the thing. I don't speak or read any foreign languages at all, so I have AI do the translations and even voice the audio. So yeah, just relax and enjoy. That's all I'm asking. Alright, today's topic. Itadakimasu. That word Japanese people say naturally before eating. Let's dig into that with Aoi. Alright, let's get into it. Aoi. Do you know the Japanese word Itadakimasu?
Of course I do. It's what you say before eating. A greeting at the table.
Right, it looks like just a greeting, but actually, that word carries way more meaning than people realize.
Oh, really? It's not just, let's eat?
Nope. The word itadaku originally meant to place on top of your head.
On top of your head?
Yeah. When something was offered to the gods, people would receive it by raising it to the top of their head as a gesture of gratitude. From there, it came to mean something like, I gratefully receive this, or I humbly accept. Aoi. Do other languages have something similar? I don't speak any foreign languages, so teach me.
Well, nothing matches it exactly. In English, the closest phrase would be, I humbly receive. In French, people say, bon appétit, and in Spanish, buen provecho. Those are the standard things to say before a meal.
Oh, so those are the same as Itadakimasu?
Actually, a bit different. Bon appétit and buen provecho mean more like, enjoy your meal. It's encouragement, not gratitude.
So Japanese is gratitude, and those European ones are more like cheering you on?
Exactly. Japanese has gratitude toward the food itself and the people who made it at its core. That's what makes it unique.
Huh. Hearing that Itadakimasu really is a deep word. Let me dig into that gratitude a bit more. The first layer is you're receiving life.
Life?
Yeah, every vegetable, every piece of meat, every fish we eat, they were all alive. You're taking their life and making it your own.
Ah, when you put it that way, it's so obvious, but I never really thought about it.
Right? It's so obvious no one thinks about it. But Japanese people have put that gratitude into words for generations.
But gratitude isn't only for the life, right?
Sharp observation. The second layer is gratitude toward everyone who prepared it, delivered it, sold it, all of them.
So not just the cook, but also the farmer who grew the vegetables, the fisherman who caught the fish?
Exactly. Every single person it took to get that food in front of you, all of that gratitude packed into one word, Itadakimasu.
Wow, one word holding all that meaning.
Yeah, and the fun part is, Japanese people say it almost automatically, without even thinking. Okay, next. Let's talk about Gochisousama, what you say after eating. So Gochisousama, what you say after eating, also has a really deep meaning.
Gochisousama is the greeting for after a meal, right?
Yeah, and Aoi, did you know how Gochisousama is written? The kanji is Gochisousama.
Gochisousama. Oh, the kanji so actually contains so, which means to run.
Yes, that's the key. Chisu originally meant to run around.
But it's said after a meal. Why? Running.
Well, a long time ago, preparing a meal was incredibly hard. You had to go to the mountains for ingredients, to the rivers and sea for fish, and the cook was running around the kitchen too.
So it's gratitude toward everyone who ran around to prepare the meal?
Exactly. Farmers, fishermen, delivery people, shopkeepers, cooks. Thank you to everyone who ran around to make it happen. That's what Gochisousama means.
I see. So you give thanks before the meal with Itadakimasu, and again after with Gochisousama.
By the way, Aoi, is there an equivalent to Gochisousama in other languages? Some set phrase you say after eating?
In English, thank you for the meal. In French, sí, était délicieux. It was delicious. In Spanish, gracias por la comida, thanks for the meal, is close. But honestly, having said expressions of gratitude both before and after a meal, that's really rare in the world.
Really? We say them without thinking, but globally, that's unusual?
Yes, you could say Japan has a pretty unique food culture.
Fascinating. The words we say every day without thinking carry that much culture in them. All right, next let's talk about how this food culture is changing in modern Japan. So we've talked about the deep meaning of Itadakimasu and Gochisousama. But honestly, in modern Japan, this culture is shifting.
How is it changing?
For example, a lot of younger people don't say Itadakimasu. Eating while looking at your phone is common, and eating alone, koshoku, is on the rise.
So the culture of gratitude is fading a bit?
Yeah, even me, honestly. When I'm busy with deliveries and I grab a rice ball from the convenience store, I sometimes don't say Itadakimasu either.
Really? Even you, Taiki?
Yeah, honestly. But the interesting thing is, when I sit down at a diner and someone hands me a meal, I naturally put my hands together and say, Itadakimasu.
Is that because you can feel someone's effort right in front of you?
Exactly. When I'm eating convenience store food alone, I forget. But when I share a table with someone, or I can see the face of the person who made it, the words just come out naturally.
So it's not gone, it's still there in people's awareness. It's just that food is always there now, so we don't notice it day to day.
That's it, we just don't notice. But deep down, it's still there. That might be the real strength of Japanese food culture.
Almost gone, but not gone. A sign that it's still being passed down.
And that's why I want people overseas to know about this culture.
Why is that?
Because even Japanese people are too busy to notice their own culture. But when people overseas say, Japan is wonderful, we get a chance to realize it ourselves.
The outside perspective helps us rediscover our own culture.
Exactly. That's why I want to share, little by little, on this channel. The everyday things we do, there's real meaning behind them.
And I'm really happy to share the small beauty of Japan with the world alongside you, Taiki.
Thanks, Aoi. Okay, that's the main part for today. Let's have a little chat before we wrap up. Thanks for watching today. Japan's food culture. The words we say at the start and end of a meal, Itadakimasu and Gochisousama. Honestly, I used to think other countries had similar expressions, but cultures differ. Some have them, some don't. Pretty interesting to learn about. And like I mentioned toward the end, having food in front of you is actually something to be really grateful for. I was in my teens when the Great Hanshin earthquake hit, and I experienced it firsthand. I went through a no-food situation back then, so I really understand how blessed it is just to have meals show up every day. Being able to say, Itadakimasu, with food right in front of you, that's actually a deeply fortunate situation. I hope that more people around the world get to keep this normal state. I find myself thinking about this between deliveries sometimes. I know that got a little big, but the small piece that starts at the dinner table, I want to hold on to that. For the next video, there are so many topics I still want to dig into, so I'd be glad if you stuck around to look forward to them. And if any of you ever thought, Japan is like this, right? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Alright, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching.